Da, da, da.
We bring our own music here. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. I'm Amanda Panda. Welcome to my stream. It is a You Think You Know stream sponsored by Violet Days Games and Pink Tiger Games. And we are getting to know Seppy Yoon over here. Hello, Seppy.
Hi, Amanda. How are you?
I was like, you're not going to talk. That's not going to be good stream.
She's like, this is the one. This is where he finally becomes unhinged. He is just going to lose it.
No, not at all. I mean, you are you, and I love you for being just you. Okay, we're going to fix you a little bit.
You say that now, but we've got an hour together.
I know, which is not enough time, y'all. I mean, honestly, it's not enough time. Oh my
God. Your lies make me so happy, Amanda. I wish my parents had told me these lies. I'd be much better adjusted Asian male adult.
It's not lies. It's not lies. Now I made you too quiet. Okay, there we go. Let's say hi to everyone in the chat. Hello, Cosmic Beat. Hi, Slivers. It's Haley. Hello. Hi, Bonzinator. I know you're driving. Drive safe, my friend. Hello, Dutch Yoda. Thank you so much for the raid.
Dutch Yoda.
I know. His coffee and crowdfunding has cost me a lot of money, so I try to lurk as much as possible. I know. Hi, Heart-Shaped Sky. It is Amy from Pink Tiger Games. Welcome in.
Amy!
Yeah.
My friends are loving your bad apology story, Amy. People are excited.
Oh, really?
Yeah, her party.
Yes. Her party just... Yes. Did I put it? No, I put it as you think you know sponsor. Let's see, is that correct? That is not correct. You think you know me sponsor. Nope, I still can't spell y'all. One more time. No, that was it. Okay, good. No, that was not it. That was extra life. Sponsor. Okay, there we go. Hello, Board Game Breed. That's still not it. Why is it not it? I don't know. Well, I'll find it later. But yeah, so in this interview series sponsored by Violet Daisy Games and Pink Tiger Games, we use Amy's game, You Think You Know Me, as the questions to get to know my guests.
I thought this seemed familiar.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that. It's gonna be fun. And so let's. Oh, see, it worked. I don't know why. Anyways, go check out Amy's links over there. You can check out her website, pinktigergames.com, for all those games. And then Violet Daisy Games has a You Don't Meet in a Tavern RPG supplement currently on GameFound. It is funded. Please go check that out as well. Now that we've gotten that all the way, Seppy, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody real quick?
Hey, I'm Seppy. I'm Chief Game Designer for Fight in a Box out of Minneapolis. We are on our 11th year and our 6th title, Conquest Princess. Exciting news. Like, Conquest Princess is a game where you use fashion and friendship to overcome galactic tyranny.
Yeah.
It features all female and non-binary main characters. It has got amazing critical reviews, and I finished the digital prep files. I okayed the digital prep files this week, Amanda.
Oh my gosh,
oh my gosh, it's crazy. Now, have you ever had to write rules for a game, Amanda?
Thankfully, no, because that's very hard. I know it's very hard.
There's a lot of flavors of how people like to learn, and so you can learn Conquest Princess with basically a sheet that's like this big, right? Or if you're like somebody who needs to know everything, you can read all 8 of the missions. It's like 8 games. And guess how many pages that is if you include the comic book?
Well, I hope the comic book is pretty long. Maybe like 10.
The comic book is 40 pages.
The comic book is 40 pages? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's in the box. Did you back the project? Like the comic book's in the box. Yeah.
I backed the original, and then I had to back the expansion, and they will be shipping out at the same time, I believe, correct?
Yeah, see how I made Amanda pitch, like, like how good it is. Amanda did this thing. The comic book is 40 pages and done in a Japanese woodblock print style.
That's so amazing.
It's actually crazy. It's the second most beautiful thing I've ever made. The game is probably the third, but the number one is probably the art novella we did for Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber. It's crazy. So with the comic book, how many pages are we talking, Amanda? Amanda's like, Seppy, your volume changes are crazy. What's wrong with you? Crazy.
I'm trying to fix it, but it's okay. We're gonna leave it like this.
It's impossible. Like I am hard to get a hold of on a mic level. I'm very.
I know, and you're
very quiet,
mover and a groover. Like yeah, you're wiggly. Now we know a little bit something about Seppy. I'm gonna get 60 pages
with the comic book and all 8 of the missions. So that includes the expansion you're getting. 200 pages.
Oh my gosh.
And so you can learn, like, there are a lot of styles. You can use the reference sheet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe the back of the big rules, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or you could use like the tutorial, which you've played multiple times.
Yeah.
Which is like 23 pages, or you could just go all in. So you have some options on how you want to learn the game.
Yeah.
And that's sort of important, but it is exhausting to write.
Bree says, I haven't written rules, but I've edited a lot of rule books. It is a lot of work. Yes, Bree. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, look at us.
On that.
We're both wearing red. Now Seppy has brought out the very old red orange hat now because of a picture I sent to do the promo. It's a very old
Amanda's
picture from his Facebook.
I want to remind Seppy when he is 200 pounds. And so I'm just going to, like, I'm a little old Asian man. Like 200 pounds is a lot of me. So Amanda's like, let's find the 200 pounds photo. Let's do that.
I couldn't find it. I was like freaking out last night. So I was like, let's just do this. It's fine. You look cute though. You look cute.
Aww.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to wear the hat because everyone loves the hair as well. So it's up to you.
Yeah. We'll do the hair as well, but let's start with just start with the hat because people haven't seen the hat in a while.
Yeah, yeah. You also work with Sovereignty, don't you?
I did for a number of years. I was there to help launch the platform and get them all started. I love those people. Jason and Danny are pretty incredible. Yeah. Right now, though, I'm doing consulting for Tower Games in Minneapolis and Mappacat.com.
Nice. That's cool.
Mappacat and Company. The game design people. I'm helping them out with a little structure and other stuff. Woohoo!
Woohoo! That's lovely. But your games from Fight in the Box, a lot of them can be still found on the Sovereignty app, and if you get that app, they can be played. Yes.
Woo! We get like a hedgehog hop. Oh my gosh, hedgehog hop. Mouse cheese cat cucumber.
And Mouse cheese cat cucumber has different covers, so you might get the cucumber, you might get the cat, you might get the cheese. You never know. Or the mouse.
You never know.
You never know.
So, these games, when you ship, are like 6 ounces. Like, guess where the estimate for number of pounds for Conquest Princess is?
Oh my gosh. Well, it depends. Like, is it the deluxe version with all the acrylic biddies?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go full out.
Not the mat. The mat is separate.
Okay, so not the mat, but the full out acrylic biddies, including the light up stands, right?
Yeah, I'll include the light up stands and the coins. Oh,
yeah. The coins are gonna mat a lot, and y'all don't know this is a mat of unusual size. Okay, so
Amanda, that you remember makes me so happy.
Of course, I love that you said that.
Yes, is the mat of unusual size.
It has to be separate because it's such an unusual size. But we're going to.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. I don't think it's as heavy as Gloomhaven, but it's definitely heavy. I'm going to say 8 pounds.
Oh, so good! It's 7 pounds.
So close.
So good. That's a real guess. You might be right. After we met, like with all the extra things in it, like going from 6 ounces. It's 7 pounds.
Yes.
7 pounds.
Yes.
Pounds.
You get a lot of stuff. In
No, I mean, it's 8 games. You backed 8 games that hopefully will make a difference in some young, like either female or non-binary person's nerd life. It's hard being like trying to get to like certain niche audiences, and by niche I mean like I don't know, half of gamers, which are women. Like women are a weirdly difficult segment to get to social media for because you are highly competitive, Amanda. It's very difficult. Yeah. Like to get regulated to nerd women, you have to go through so many other brands.
Oh yeah.
That it is crazy. Yeah.
Like the advertising side is very weird because you know how like they pinkify, right? They pinkify products and make it more expensive for women. It's the same thing with advertising, is that if someone wants to advertise to women, they have to pay extra than just to advertise to the general. And I don't know if it's that women holds the purse strings and do a lot of the buying or what it is.
They do.
Okay, so there you go.
They do. So, you know, statistically, women make like just under just over 30% less than their male counterparts. Like I think it's not quite as bad as it was. Like it's now 27% or something, and then you add the pinkifying of products, so you have to pay more for things that are for you. So you're it's not great. It's not great.
Yeah. Silver says that's because women are smart and require better marketing. Men are dumb and fall for any marketing.
I need that to work for my crowd funds, please. Silver. That is a way to trade secrets.
Oh my goodness.
The male audience for this game is obviously like the largest part of it because it was much easier to get to. And so if you were like Rainbow Mafia or any flavor of like nerd who needs Power Rangers, the Conquest Princess may have gotten on your map. Or if you like solo games, like it was really, really well received by the critics. So yeah, I've got to try to get it for like next year's award cycle. I need to figure out how to get it submitted. Like, Amanda, help me. We get this game nominated for some awards.
You got to get it into the hands of those that are, that are judging, right? I don't know, like, how you submit things for awards. Like, some awards, you have to submit it to the actual, like if it's the Origins Awards versus the tabletop. Right. Like, do you submit it to the actual company, or do you, have it where it's the panel that nominates them? So then you want to submit it to the panelists. It's very weird. I have no idea on the background of that one. So
yeah, I need to find like somebody who specializes in PR gaming and give them like an opportunity to take pity on me and help me, like give me these lists of things to do. I'm very good with instructions and boundaries. Please tell me like where I've made mistakes, because I'm a person who makes a lot of mistakes. Please tell me how I can fix it and make it up for you. Please tell me what to do, and tell me where you're like, hey, I like you, Seppy, when you're in this little box and you stop wiggling and you're at this volume. And wear the hat, because
no, I like you any way I can get you, Seppy. So don't even. I
found out the other day that this is the most American thing, and you see this all the time, like especially with con photos. Like when Americans pose excited, they open up their mouth so you can see their molars and check their breath.
Oh, that's how you do it, though. You're always like,
I do. Yeah, no, like this is like the most American thing. Like, go check this out. Like other places around the world don't do this, and it's another one of those things they can mock Americans from. Like, don't excited pose.
Wait, so then like is it Asia's like this or like that, or like the
well, if you're K-pop, right, or you gotta strike your pose show off a little bit of your tiny work, like you had a little work done, and then tuck in your cheeks.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I have to,
you know, like, yeah, like body positivity is like not a universal thing. Like accepting people for how they are, and we got some work to do across the world, but
agreed.
yeah, it's a thing.
So, Seppy, when did you get started in board games and the hobby side of board games?
Oh my gosh, you've heard this a million times.
I know, but I need it for the series. We need to go back. Right.
So
in
just
time.
like, when did I start designing games?
Okay,
let's
start at the very beginning. When did you start playing board games? Like, right, when did you? Yeah.
If we're going to start very at the beginning, between 5,000 and 7,000 years ago, I was out there with a clay tablet making and bone dice, working on Sinek for the Egyptian pharaohs. Like, that was what I was doing.
He's very old, but he's kept, his Asian glow.
True. Like, it's true. So around 2,500 years ago, I decided to invent playing cards. I was like, hey.
Too bad you didn't keep the royalties, or else you'd be rich right now,
No, this is, this, I want to give something to the world, Amanda. Other than like a rogue sense of style, I'd much rather spread the joy and happiness. Or you should have go back to past me when I was thinking about these royalties, and I could become like the cornerstone of like happiness and well-being using that royalty money. Maybe that is what you could talk me into that. Otherwise, I mean, I'm sort of used to being poor.
Dang.
Like, I've been doing this for 11 years. Jump ahead, professionally, 40 plus hours a week, fighting the boxes on its 11th year.
That's so amazing.
Yeah. So where did you, from between prehistory,
what was your first game you designed? What was the very first board game you designed?
In the 70s, I designed an alternate version of Monopoly.
Oh. Like, what was it different? That's interesting. What was different?
It might have been a solo version of Monopoly, and because that's all I could get to play. I was obsessed with games in general, and other kids were obsessed with weird things. Like, I was obsessed with Wonder Woman and games, and probably dragons and unicorns. Like, those are the unicorns first. So in the order of things that I was obsessed with: number 1, Linda Carter's Wonder Woman; number 2, board games; number 3, unicorns; number 4, dragons. And that's in order. And after that, number 5, kung fu movies. Like, this is coming to age of the golden era of Shaw Brother films is is a thing, right?
Yeah. That just it's like it encapsulates those 5 things. Really encapsulate you well. But you don't have any do you have dragons and unicorns in your game? I don't think so.
No, I should. I
can't believe you don't have any.
I do love dragons and unicorns. So in the 80s, I think the next game that I worked on, and this is a passage of legitimacy for being a game designer of a certain age. You wrote an alternate version of Steve Jackson's Car Wars. So there's young teenage me on my my Atari personal computer, like one of the earliest ones, writing charts for my alternate version of Car Wars.
That's interesting. So what would you change then? That's interesting. What would you change?
Well, have you ever played?
No. It's
Vendetta won a whole bunch of awards. Have you played Vendetta?
Yes.
This last year?
Wait, did I? I don't know. I think so. I don't know Vendetta. Yes.
Yeah, Thunder Road, Vendetta. if I had all the mechanism, like all the things you want to have happen in Vendetta, like Car Wars was really technical and chart driven. Like, if you were started gaming in the 70s and you thought every mechanism in a game deserved a 2-page spread in something the size of a phone book. Look at how aged I am. I said a phone book.
I know most people don't. The young people don't know what a phone book is.
Just think of it as ecological nightmare. We used to drop these giant things that were like 40 Bibles incorporated on everybody's door every year, right? And so, and it's huge spread.
And there's yellow pages in there, which is the advertisements for businesses.
Yes, you do. You used to, if you wanted to, be a cyborg and find your assassination victim, you used to page through it and rip it out, and then you found everybody who had the same name, and you just systematically cyborg assassinated out those people, and that's, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Amanda, I have a very difficult time talking to people under 30 because all of these references just make me seem like I'm an insane person.
I'm in that way too. Bonds is like, what is a phone book? Shush, Bonds, shush. Have you seen those videos where they have a door or some kind of panel in between an older person and a younger person? And they're like, okay, so how do you pick up a phone? And of course we're all like this, right? But the younger person's like this, or how do you
this now? Isn't this?
That's the older person holding a cell phone speaking on speakerphone, because young people still don't speak on the speakerphone anymore. I don't even know if they know how to talk. They just do this, right?
Yeah, I didn't think you got to be some sort of psychopath to
actually call someone. Or they're like. They're like, wait, how do you hang up a phone? And we're all like this, but then they're like this. I know, right?
One hand for all this stuff.
Yeah.
No, I spiked that thing.
That's our Dutch, right? Dialing, we were like, right?
I sort of missed.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I probably, somebody probably makes one. I need a rotary smartphone.
Yes, you can get retro ones. I think you can get that'd be so funny if you had a rotary smartphone.
Yeah, I need, it's just a dial at this point.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, a circle screen. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Level says, what's a phone? And Judge is like, what is it? Y'all, it was funny because I was these people are my age, and we were walking through their home, and they're like a little alcove.
They're all 29?
No, they're like, okay, this is us in our 30s. This is 10 years ago. They're walking through their home they were going to buy. There's a little alcove, and they're like, what's that for? I'm like, you would hang your phone onto the wall inside the little alcove, and that little shelf was so you can take messages. And, you had that very long, curly line that would get tangled all the time, but you would walk around the house with that phone. They're like, oh, so that's where hanging up came from, is because you would hang it onto the little, handle that would basically be on the wall, and so you would actually hang it up. So that's for all you young people that doesn't know where hanging up came from.
We should do a historical thing where you and I just go through things from our childhood that no longer exist, like Blockbuster, shit.
Yeah,
that's definitely a thing. So
yeah,
my parents had a stereo cabinet which was like a sarcophagus. It was a giant monolith of oak and was an impossible piece of furniture, right? It was a stereo that was meant to last you your whole life. There was a generation of products that used to be made that was supposed to be an heirloom that you could leave to the next set of people.
And it would last 100 years and not 10.
Right. It's crazy. And so I remember that, in particular, as far as things that people would not be able to recognize, so they'd be opening this up and we're like, what is this thing? Is it a communication device to a starship? What are all these knobs? It seems so Star Trek-y in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's funny how things come back. You know how fashion cycles back. Now young people are like, we
This
should
hat
have.
will always
Yeah, it'll always be in
like,
fashion. Yeah, and young people are like, we should have one phone in the home that everyone can use, and if you call it, and everyone knows exactly. Steffi's like, what the? That's called a landline, y'all. That's what we started with, and then everyone got rid of because they now have cell phones. So I was just like, that's so funny. Yeah.
oh,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're so old.
the
So old.
use of stuff. So as far as like being serious about game design, to your original question, I after I got out of the service, this is how old I am. You know, I was in naval nuclear power. I got out of the service, and this is the only time when I was in the service was basically the only time out of gaming in my life.
You were in the Navy in nuclear power. Were you in the sub? Were you in the submarine, or were you like on base in the nuclear power plant?
I was on base in the nuclear. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the nuclear. Yeah, that's that.
The
was
boobies that some people would call when you drive down to San Diego.
Yeah, you know it.
I know it.
That was me. Like I was all like, I was a crackerjack. Yeah, I look smart in that stuff.
Nice.
But when you're young and thin, or youngish or thin, I was never really young. You can look good in anything. Yeah, and the Navy uniform is proof. Like you really got to be able to look good. That thing is ridiculous. That is not something that has aged well.
It no longer is all white, right? I think that's only the dress uniform, right? And then now, like,
well, yeah, you've got two. You got of course, and this is like, you know, you got fall and winter, like dark black uniform, or you got summer white uniform. You need both. Yeah, you know you're in a particularly queer part of the service when that is just mandatory. Oh, it's after Labor Day. We're wearing white.
But so yeah.
I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying it did appeal to me as a gay man in the service and during Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Yeah. And so after that, I returned to gaming. After I was the editor. After I got out of the service, I ended up being editor for a queer youth magazine in the 90s.
What are magazines?
So,
no, I'm kidding. Now they're called zines.
Yeah,
now they're called blogs.
A magazine is a physical thing that people used to pick up outside of coffee shops for free, which used to have like local news and information, and used to print these, and people used to pick them up when they went to the various places. And so, yeah, so I did that. But after that, though, like one of the few good choices in my existence, we decided we were also going to publish the magazine online, and this is before anybody was doing any of that kinds of stuff. And if it's the late 90s and you could say the word internet, you could get a job in the internet.
Oh, that's interesting.
And so, yeah, like the level of opportunity that happened during, like, the Clintons are not good or perfect people, but the level of economic opportunity then versus now and the time after that, unprecedented. Like, people don't realize how much of a difference that it could make. And so, yeah, and so I got swept up into .com. And now this is where the game story intersects. At one time, people thought I was such a valuable resource, they did not want to let me go and work for other clients. Like, it was so hard to find people who could get things done rapidly and with any level of accuracy and self-autonomy. And I was one of those people. And I was helping with the local biomedical startup for their revamp of their site, like a competitor, WebMD. And they were like, hey, we don't have a lot of work for you, but we need you to stay here in case you do have work. And I'm like, hey, that's going to be really awful for me. I'm not a person who does well with downtime. Do you mind if I work on my own personal projects and they stay mine? And they're like, sure, just as long as you're there and you get your work done, You can do anything else you want as long as you're not too much trouble, Seppy, because you are a problem person. And I'm like, okay. And so I was basically paid to do game design like 36 hours a week because they did not have enough work to keep me like engaged.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I loved it. And so I like no game designer has ever been paid as much or since. Like I was there like living the .com dream. I'm like, woo! Like all young people, let's talk about this era called .com. Where money fell from trees and everything was opportunity. Like it didn't matter that you were massively in college debt back then because people were throwing money at you. They were just throwing it at you. Yeah.
No longer happening. Sorry, everybody. No,
it's a real freaking problem. Like the level of opportunity, like I look at the cost of college tuition now and versus the chance for return, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's almost not worth it. It's almost not worth it in certain fields. Like you should just, like in certain fields for certain people, they should just go to a trade school and start working right away versus like the whole university thing. But a lot of but the culture is like, no, you have to have a degree. But no, you technically do not. You can just have
as queer people, we needed time to have like one of the things about being queer that folks don't realize is you have to go through a second adolescence. It's probably a little different for trans people who are actually like going through a physical manifestation a lot of the time and so forth and whatnot. But even as a gay man, the definition of adolescence is, hey, trying to find yourself in the adult world, find your place in the adult world. And when you're trying to live your authentic life, you have to do that again. And college was that place that you did it. Like you did not do college in 3.5 years. You took 6 years to find yourself, right? And then you joined the Navy for a boy. Like this is the thing. That's what everybody did, right, Amanda?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Dutch, I don't know. Like, what is the adult world anymore? But
I am post-adult now.
Yeah, you're post-adult. Okay, I'm still on that cusp. I feel like.
I'm a post-adult. There are things that I should re-embrace. Like culturally, I think the biggest difference is people of my age have a much meaner sense of humor. We are way more direct, and we're much more likely to be sluts. Like young people are like squishy and prudish comparatively. Like, and
you don't care anymore, right? You don't care anymore.
No. There's a couple of things. This makes sense. Like young people, you were like given the opportunity of all the technology and opportunity to interact with others, right? I was raised feral. Like I was going out in the wastelands and I needed to find like entertainment for myself. Like, you know, I keep on mentioning Linda Carter, but Linda Carter in the 70s would show up on your television. That's his Wonder Woman, by the way, everybody. When you look up Wonder Woman and the internet, if you're really old, this is the Wonder Woman who pops up. Like Linda Carter would show up at 10 o'clock at night and ask you, do you know where your children are?
Oh yeah. because they don't like I would be in a neighborhood and we could run around to other people's houses and you didn't have cell phones, so you just had to be home by dinner time, and hopefully neighborhood parents would look after each other. What kind of
slave driving is that? Be home by dinner time. My gosh.
Well, we were hungry. We could just eat at someone else's house and just call from that house to say we won't, you know. But yes. Yeah,
I'm lucky if it's wash your feet before you go to bed, like level of. This is a very Asian thing to do, by the way. Everybody. Yeah. Like you didn't know that Asian people do that.
Let me just say hello to Gamer Eyes Guy. Hello, Joe Sandow. Anna Maria, hope you're doing well. Sliver says, be home before the street lights came on. Yeah, that's another thing.
Street lights?
I
was in Detroit in the 80s. I was in Detroit in the 80s. Like what street lights are you talking about?
Yes, but yeah, okay, so
level of privilege, street light.
How dare you share your privilege with me?
Yeah, just rub your good childhood with its like This is the best thing about Fallout being on TV, Amanda. It's like, oh, it's like me looking at my childhood and like, oh.
I still need to watch it. I haven't watched it yet. So, hello, Bones John. Joe says, I used to get a call at 11 p.m. before bed telling me we're going to Rocky Horror, and I'd be out the door.
Oh, this is how we line up. Like, oh, for folks who didn't know, there was a subculture for queer people that secretly crossed all of the United States, and that was midnight showings of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And it was a huge deal, like finding like nerds or culture. And for a lot of people, it could be the first time they are like exposed to queer pop culture. It could be if you're of an age.
Yeah.
And like, speaking of feral, like that's a feral experience. Like, you're going to the movie theater so that you ignore the movie and you shout at it.
And there's people like physically in front of the movie, like acting
dressed
out
up like
and
those
stuff.
characters, cosplaying.
Yeah.
Like, it is an intersection of a lot of things for a lot of people. Like queer representation, cosplay. Like, the Rocky Horror was like a nerd like nexus, and speaking for feral children, it was definitely a thing.
Yeah.
It was definitely a thing.
Anna Maria says, oh, I remember those days. I went through so many bike wheels. We went everywhere. Yeah. Like, me and my gang. Yeah.
Bike, like, rubbing your bike in it. Like, how am I supposed to be riding around a bike? There's no street lights. Like, people would die.
Oh my gosh. Slivers does have a question for you, Seppy. By chance, are you going to the Minnesota Tabletop Market flea market at Broken Clock Brewery in a week and a half?
On Saturday? Is it Saturday or Sunday? Yeah, I'm planning on it. I'm planning on it. I don't know if I'm gonna run demos or anything. But I'll definitely go and hang out. I might drop like one of our displays of our games or do a deal because I like the marketplace so much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love the marketplace. I haven't. Yeah, that's a great event. Have you been to like the flea market and pop-up flea market events in your area, Amanda?
Well, there's a lot of farmers markets in my area.
They have one that's just game stuff.
No, that's only in the convention. There's flea market in the local convention, but that's
okay.
it.
So that phenomena, add alcohol, and that happens twice a year in Minneapolis, and it is like 3.5 hours of like it's like the entire convention experience in 3.5 hours, and you don't realize that you want this in your life until you experience it. You're like, you get to see everybody greets, and I love that part, and then everybody suddenly rushes in and buys everything, and that's super fun. And then suddenly you've got a cider or a beer in one hand, and you're eating lunch while you're selling games, and then you're cleaning up and you're gone.
Oh, okay. Okay, I think we should set bonds. We should get together, set it up at a brewery sometime because that would be fun.
Yeah, like any place that has pickleball and beer.
Pickleball it's a huge thing now too.
You should ask them. Like, this is a particularly good play. Like, if there's like, like, hey, do you do nerd events? Have you thought about this? Like, it is super duper 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 fun. Like, and it starts with like a raffle, like, and people are just like, hey, and people are looking for board game deals, and people are like, selling stuff out of the collection. So people are like, boom, you can have all this stuff for $20.
That's cool.
It's energy. I love it.
Thank you, Time Roller, for rating in. What were you playing? Let us know. Hello, Kimma. And Kim was like, how many dupers was that? That was a lot of dupers. Did
I duper up?
I don't know if you dupered up or was that
duper. I double duper. I'm a double duper. I'm a double duper.
So Sliver says to warn you that they'll probably yell Seppy from across the brewery.
I got in trouble for being loud at a convention. Like,
what?
I'm like, I don't like. I get in trouble a lot, Amanda.
Just don't be in the quiet room, Seppy. You're not allowed in the quiet room. That's it.
Like, not like I'm good in the quiet room because I'm like I understand what the rules are. In the quiet room, you're quiet. That's really good. But in the area where everybody is yelling, how do I get in trouble? Like, Amanda, my personality is very polarizing. Like,
no, it's not. It's just stupid people that are like they're grumpy. That's what it is.
No, Amanda,
don't worry
you
about
are
them.
amazing, and everybody loves you like pandas, right?
Pandas?
But I'm like a strong flavor, like I'm like pineapple. I'm like a human pineapple on pizza experiment. I'm very polarizing. People are gonna start fistfights about me.
I love pineapple on pizza. I guess that's why I love you, Seppy.
Yes, like there's a thing, like, and add mental health issues. Like we make some jokes, right? But it was not good being gay and gay Asian and in the '80s in Detroit, right? It left some damage, right? And being a person who's open about like being a veteran, and I was homeless and like all these kinds of stuff, and I was marginal in all these things. Like I'm a veteran, but I was kicked for Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I was homeless during Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, during the crowdfund for Mouse, and I still fulfilled 3 months early, just so you know.
Wow.
That's how good a project manager I am. But I wasn't living in my car. I was just I moved 3 times during the pandemic, right? And so, like, I'm sorry about all this energy. And I'm a very but that means, and somebody who struggled with depression their entire existence and had the kind of life that I've had, you're like, hey, you don't always have your best mental health moments, and you need people like you, Amanda, who are always loving and accepting to say, this isn't the Seppy that I love. Let's give him a moment and he'll get back to this person, right? And yeah, I appreciate you for that, Amanda. Thank you for being a place of kindness and openness all the time. Yeah.
Thank you. I hope so. Anna Maria says, I'm stealing that pineapple and pizza description. That's hilarious. Yes.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
I'm human pineapple on pizza, and you got to accept that. Like, I used to think it was something wrong with me because, but I make games that are also, very like their niche themes and different like, like at least like one of the things you played my games, Amanda.
Oh yes.
Like they're not like other people's games.
No, but they're wonderful. Like I feel like they're like kind of underrated and flies under the radar and needs to get a lot more love.
Thank you. Like this was also critically acclaimed. This is like Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber's fantastic game. And my co-designers for this are the Asian brothers, Peter and Patrick Yang. And you remember Peter was head for the Gamma Fellowship as far as like head gopher doer organizer for all things Gamma Horizon Fellowship this year, which Amy is an alum from Pink Tiger. Yeah. And yeah, like those two guys, I did not realize they brought out the best in me as far as a game designer goes.
Oh, that's good.
They are great. Like as a pair, one of them is always like, yeah, we can do that. And the other one is, but should we?
They balance each other.
That. I need a devil and an angel. I need a panda and a panda shark simultaneously on my shoulders for the best game designs that happen. Like that question of that's amazing, let's do it. That energy, I need that by simultaneously with the breaks of should we?
Wait. So what was one thing that you cut? That question, should we? And you're like, oh, maybe not, because now I'm curious what was pulled back.
Oh my God! All right, so and this is probably a different game, and some people have been playing with this mechanism. So Conquest Princess is probably my magnum opus, and I say that, but few projects have you worked on 9+ years of your life. Like,
yeah.
9 years is a prison sentence. That's what you get for like doing horrible crap like 9 years to life. Like if you asked me 9 years ago, this is going to be the 9 years like you're going to work on a game about fashion and galactic tyranny 9 years ago, I probably actually I shouldn't lie. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a great 9 years. Like 3 years ago, BGG wrote me up as one of the top 5 game designers who's going to just make whatever, make whatever they think is right.
Yeah.
Instead of make what they think the industry wants. And I feel like with the Barbie movie and Everything Everywhere All at Once and women gamers coming onto their own, there's more place for strong female characters being the center of attention and kicking butt. Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of representation for women in Cozy. But is there a lot of representation for women who want to suit up and battle evil?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's right? Not in chainmail that, like, doesn't cover your tummy, that doesn't cover most of your legs, that basically make you vulnerable to anything that's sharp and savvy. So, yeah.
Right. Like, you look at the armor in Conquest Princess and the fashion items, they're very respectful of women at work by simultaneously being exciting to wear. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. And that is a hard line to hit, right? You're like, hey, I would like to you to feel like you could go to space battle in this and still look fabulous, right? You would want to wear this, but this is in no way objectifying you in a way that you don't want to be objectified.
Agreed. Joe says, Seppy, which of your games is the best one? That's a controversial question.
No, that's easy.
Oh, really?
That's easy.
What's the answer?
Conquest Princess is the
best
most ambitious, crazy, like that game. There's reasons the critics are insane for it, and you can feel the 9 years worth of development. After that, Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber, people are still playing and talking. This game is like mind-blowingly great. Our best seller, the one that is the most approachable, is Squirrel or Die. So if you ask, like, I've sold over 10,000 copies of Squirrel or Die, right? It's gotten its first reskin, which is Squatch and Seek. And we're gonna do another one of those coming up, and I'll announce that later. But believe it or not, but the designs that I'm most proud of, which are my like these are all solo designs, right? But Hedgehog Hop is way smarter than it should be. Like, man, you and I have gone at it. I love this
one, yeah.
It's so good, and sales for this are actually going up. Like, it's weird for a title, like people are discovering it and sharing it with more people. It's fantastic. But this guy, processing is the smarter part of game. So to answer your question, the best game is the one that in the things that that appeal to you, the kind of gamer that you want. But there's a lot of different reasons to like it. But if you flat out said, like, what game represents like your life and your work as a game designer and what you want, like the joy and happiness you want to bring to people, this is our game about fashion and friendship, overcoming galactic tyranny. And it's crazy. And I feel just like Short Round / the kid from Goonies. And everything everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, how am I still doing this? Like, why do people still want to see me? Where's George of the Jungle? Like, that kind of stuff.
Kima says, I love Seppy. Make the games you want to play, not what the execs think are going to sell well. Agreed.
Well, hopefully you try to find the Venn diagram. And speaking of Fallout, in the exact opposite direction of play style and feeling from Conquest Princess, because I'm a person of duality, is End of the Line, post-apocalyptic family survival. This game is for Dark Commander. This is Panda Shark's game, where you line up your families and I try to out survive everybody else. It
Oh
is
no.
super dark. It has every kind of trigger. Like if you know like every post-apocalyptic something like The Last of Us, Fallout, you know how horrible those worlds are. Mad Max Fury Road, like all those kinds of stuff. It is that game is set in a dystopia in one of those situations where you line up your family and you just try to survive. And it
And
is
you're talking
super
about the Fallout video game, right?
the
Board game.
the Amazon live action show is going on.
Oh, that's okay. So you're talking about the show, not the game. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I am. Yeah, they're the same universe.
They're the same. Okay, universe. I haven't played the video games. I have no idea, and didn't watch the show yet because I was like, oh, I'll wait. But interesting.
It's dark.
It's dark.
Did you watch The Last of Us?
No.
Okay.
No, now, I don't like scary movies.
All right, it is scary, but almost, Amanda, just because you're so good to queer people, the best told queer love story in the history of television is in the middle of The Last of Us. It is a fully encapsulated episode that is dropped solely. You don't need to know anything else. You should just watch that episode.
Okay.
It takes you on a freaking journey. It is crazy. And just like that is a thing like that you are surprised about, like, and is quintessentially queer. I think my games are a little bit like that. They're smarter than you. Like they come out of left field. They're super autobiographical, which is really weird when you talk about a hedgehog dance party. And yeah.
Love it. Oh my gosh. Joe says, I like The Last of Us, but my partner won't watch it because she doesn't want to hate mushrooms. I think I'll watch that one episode because I love mushrooms too. So
you should only watch that one episode, and it doesn't matter. The mushroom part does not matter.
Okay.
Like you could have them just watch this one episode. And the core of that show is a father-daughter relationship between broken people. Like a young queer woman finding herself in a world that's hostile towards her, and this quintessential queer love story. Like, you know, like if you talk about Last of Us, about its interpersonal relationships, we have gotten to a point where there's so much accessibility to action, horror, whatever it is, to make these things like stand out. It do need to be smarter and tell a more compelling story. And I really feel like Everything Everywhere All at Once, if it was just like a action movie in a sci-fi theme, wouldn't have done nearly as well as the story about generational queerness between a mother and her an immigrant mother and her daughter. Like if I tell people that story, they ask me, what Lifetime Women for movie is that you're talking about? No, I'm talking about the one where they kung fu with hot dog fingers and googly eyes. And these are the kind of references, Amanda, that make people like look at me cross-eyed. They're like, like I really expect people to keep up with the kind of nerdery that I am dishing out at super high speeds. Like ADHD people find me a joy to talk to for this reason, because I will constantly give them conversational off-roads. But yeah. For other people, I'm so sorry. For you neurotypicals, I'm rough. And if you are sensitive, if you're squishy, I'm sorry that I am like hard. Yeah, I understand that I'm intense. Yeah, like I'm super against like pineapple. I'm a super strong flavor. Like if dark humor and direct speech isn't your thing, then you need to swipe. Just,
no,
I'm sorry.
Speaking of swiping,
I know this is. I want to be more approachable, and when my therapist
no, you're fine. Be you. But speaking of swiping, Seppy does a very awesome TikTok or Shorts segments all about board game design and giving you tips and talking about different tricks and stuff, and I love it.
Oh, so yeah, our Wednesday live on TikTok is my favorite content thing to do, and it is focused, and you're gonna love this, Amanda, on making gaming better. How do we make gaming better, Amanda? There's 3 ways we make gaming better.
Play test them.
Ooh, that's number 1. Please play your games if you're game designers. It's make better games or game content. And you fall in the better game content realm, Amanda. You are making gaming better. And you are actually making gaming better in the other 2 ways. The next way is inviting more people to the table.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just like food and music and beer, like more people to share with, and more people adding their experience to the lexicon of, like, if you've never had like Asian fusion pizza, you do not realize how delicious this is.
What's your favorite Asian fusion flavor? Just a little tangent.
Korean pizza, like Korean barbecue pizza is a real experience. You don't have to get pineapple on it. That would be weird.
I mean, but that's good too, because it's like the sweet, spicy stuff.
Right. Like, there's a lot going on with, if you like sweet and plus spicy, or savory plus spicy, or whatever it is, and pizza is so, like, exciting. Like, any kind of taco fusion place is also right.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Like, I will eat me a Korean burrito. Like, I will go crazy on like that kind of stuff. That is and I'm a vegetarian. Like that's too tempting. Like, please. So like, just inviting more people to the table is how we make gaming better. And the last way is more fun gaming spaces, like at conventions, at like in like live content where people can find communities with each other. And so when people start thinking about making gaming better in those 3 ways, everybody realizes they can make gaming better, right?
Absolutely.
And they realize, without being preachy about it, the things that make gaming not as good, like gatekeeping, like that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But if because we're positive, like, stay positive, right? Like, the pizza is good. People like the pizza, Seppy. No, people don't like the pizza. No, people don't like the pizza.
Yes, Amy. It's just because Seppy is lovely and just loves to chat. We will do this. We're gonna make this a longer video. We usually go for an hour, but I think we can go for an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I just love chatting with Seppy. So we are going to be using. We're gonna be using the cards.
This is the only, like, Amanda's the only person who wanted to talk to me this week.
Well,
otherwise, I'm walking and like people are like, don't make eye contact with the old Asian man. He might
just chat your ears off about Korean burritos.
Yeah, about phone books.
Yes. But the first card is I know one of your favorite karaoke songs. So what is your favorite? I can't, like, I kind of want to go boy band-ish, but I don't think so. Or maybe Celine Dion classic. What do y'all think of, like, Seppy's favorite karaoke? You gotta be a karaoke person, though, Seppy. I feel like you're definitely a karaoke person.
All right, am I supposed to answer?
Answer.
All right, let's see if I can do this. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy. So I am hyper competitive, and so I literally I am so competitive that to win a nerd like my nerd group, we had a karaoke contest. I got voice lessons to study Patsy Cline's "Crazy" in the voice of Elmer Fudd.
If y'all missed it because of the ad, I apologize. You'll have to watch the VOD, or we'll try to clip it. But that was amazing. That
is my go-to song. Like, crazy for trying, crazy for loving you.
You took voice lessons for this. I love it.
So I made this investment in this song, Amanda.
I love that. Yes.
that is a great question for me in particular because I'm insane. Like, yeah, like I will always buy in. Please give me the opportunity to be extra, and I will be extra.
I mean, I know a lot of people are like, we need to just have a karaoke night at a con, and just sing our hearts out. Like, I really wish like we would have like a room and just do karaoke at Gen Con. But again, it has to be like, you can't be really good singer. You have to be like that middle, just good, just good enough singer. And I think yours would like hit. It would be such a,
all right,
it'd be
so
epic.
all right, let's talk a little bit about conventions. People, do yourself the favor of staying one night later to travel in the morning and coming one night early before setup. Because if you do that, there's more opportunity. Like, I am go, especially like a Gen Con or something, whatever it is. And I want to give people the kind of attention where they, like, my super backers for End of the Line and some of the other projects, they said, hey, come out to karaoke. And because they own me, because they're super backers, then I just go do that. Like, and they're like, oh, okay. Like, I'm really poor. I will do it, whatever you say, super backer. And also for folks, like if you want to make a difference in or be like a real person in a fandom, like being a fandom, like a fight fan, the perks are immeasurable because you wouldn't want to measure things in like weird, like what's the weird unit, like lunatics, like weird items are measured in, that's 43 lunatics, 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 like, oh yeah.
Parsnips.
Yeah, parsnips. Oh, that was so weird. That was 92 parsnips, Amanda. Yeah, that's, oh my God, plus 2 rhubarbs. Like just weird things.
Yeah.
But like gaming is so big, you could find yourself a potential, like, I never thought, speaking of, like, we go back to Rocky Horror Picture Show, like, that was the place that weirdos went, and you found your people. And you can be like an incredible person in that community. And if you're of a certain age or looking for that feeling again, without like getting your fishnets on and going out on midnight cigars, who can like go to bed, like it's midnight. Like being a fan in an indie, for an indie publisher like Pink Tiger, or like, you can be a big deal to them and a real member of their community. And it's really a thing.
Agreed.
Yeah, found family is a thing. This is a place where you can find other weirdos like you. It's great.
Yep. Heart-shaped sky, Amy says, we have karaoke night at our festival. It's the best. That's lovely. And Kimma says, I can't listen to people on stage. I get secondhand embarrassment / stage fright. I feel you, Kimma, but that's why you have to sing along with them.
You should be embarrassed for me. Please, that you realized that was the feeling we were all sharing. I'm embarrassed for me.
Thank you, Gamer Eyes Guide, for clipping. Seppy's crazy. And hello, Legends. How are you doing? Okay, so your next question is, do you prefer reading a book or watching a movie? Now,
that depends when.
What do you mean when? Like during the day or night, or like did the book come out before the movie, or the movie came out before the book?
Situationally, right? Yeah, like situationally is a big deal for if those two, like, I'm not gifted with like neurotypical brain function. And so if I'm going through a depressive episode or something, a thing like reading a book would become inaccessible to me and my anxiety, right? I just don't have the concentration to do that. But there's nothing I'd rather do on vacation where I'm completely chill than nap and read books and like like hang out on the beach and maybe have a cocktail, like so the when of a book has everything to do, like, but traditionally I've always gravitated to cinema. Like the references you're going to find in End of the Line is, we keep on talking about that. Obviously Conquest Princess pre-orders are going to end up having, but the game I am working on now, like right now for our next crowdfund, which will be coming up, is End of the Line, and you can feel all the twisted movies that made me a terrible person. It's a bit of a mind flip.
Oh
Yeah, we're into
no,
the
all
time
these
slip.
Easter eggs. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, well, that's a good answer. That's a good answer. I like that. For the next one is, do you like cooking? I feel like you do like cooking. I feel like you know how to cook.
So I kept myself in beer and party money in college by being a Korean short order cook. And
Oh.
one of the as a kid, I also worked at a Chinese food restaurant. So like Chinese stir fry, got a little bit of lessons in that early. I was a pizza chef for Sbarro as a kid. Like I just picked up cooking along the way. I like cooking, but I love cleaning, Amanda. It's the cleaning that I actually love.
Okay, so can we be roommates and then I'll cook and then you can just clean up after me?
There's a rule for this. I'm like a shoe elf. Amanda.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, it's a fairy tale from very long ago.
That's right. So Amanda goes to bed, and then when she wakes up, everything is clean.
It's magical.
But if Amanda stays up to watch if the house got cleaned,
you just need your own space to clean. I feel you. Like if I'm organizing my house, I don't want anyone else in the house. I don't want people walking through. I don't want people looking at me and judging me. I'm just like, give me a week. Like go away for a week and I'll organize the space. But they never go away for a week.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also the fact that I'm not good at multitasking. Like being a good conversation partner is what I'm doing now, right? I can do that. But as soon as you start stacking additional things on it, all the things become less good. Like if I have to interact with you and remember how to interact with humans, interacting with humans makes cleaning not like... Yeah. This is one of those things. Like, I don't universally get to be awesome. Like, I gotta focus to remember, like, Amanda's amazing. I want to be fun. Like, I've gotta manifest that. And I can't do that.
It just seems so natural, though. It seems so natural because whenever we're like together, you're just so amazing, and I would have never thought of that. I thought that you're just always amazing like this.
Aw, that's awesome. This is like being a gay in Asian in the 80s teaches you masking skills, like to use a term, right?
Yeah.
And then I was in the service for Don't Ask, Don't Tell, right? So acting like how I'm supposed to act is and growing up Asian, you understand you're supposed to behave a certain way, right?
Yeah.
These are skills that we were given, right? And this is just like me applying those skills in a way to make gaming better, right? The person that you're interacting with, Amanda, is the person that I want to be. Okay, but good. As you know, the person that you want to be and the person that you are, there's usually a gap.
Yeah. But I mean, you're just, I'm so glad that you want to be who you are when you're with me, because I don't want you to. You bring out the
best of me, Amanda, and I love that. I love that. Gamers do that. Our fans do that. But we live in a time where people interact with people and they're like I learned this thing about this person and that person's a human. And I'm like, as a person who is really thankful that I grew up before the internet, like my institutionalized mistakes are not part of public domain.
That's true.
Right? I did a lot of bad things, and it took a long time for me to be kind to myself and be kind to others, right? Yeah. And I needed space to be able to do that. But we live in an environment, and I feel real bad. I was picking on the kids for like like being squishy and not being direct and being prudes. Like these are all things that the kids are. But they live in an area where everything is recorded for, like, remember when we talked about the permanent record? That was a joke for us as a kid. This is going on your permanent record.
Yeah.
Permanent record is real now.
Yeah. And anyone can access it instead of it being on like a paper that you have to go to a specific place and then request it. And if it didn't burn up or something, then you can find it. But yeah, that is terrifying. And I get it. I get it too. Joe asked, how did we meet? What was the first time we met? Was it through Sovereignty?
Yeah, well, I think
Sovereignty.
it was.
Yeah, I think it was through
from
Sovereignty.
Jason and Danny.
Yeah.
This is the thing that I love about what we do, Amanda. Like, I've made legitimate people that I super admire and have connections with in my life that I wouldn't if we didn't have this back and forth thing.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You and I don't have these kind of conversations when we don't invite all of Twitch to join us. We usually do adult banter like, hey, how are you? Good.
Yeah. Pass on by. How's the cells? Yeah.
But here we've got great games asking us to get to know each other. We have the structure. We also know what the bounds are, right? And it gives me a real chance to appreciate you. Like, you are super good with your stream. You're super good with your fandom. You invite everybody. You're great, like for queer gamers and spaces, like. The Rose Gauntlet thing is crazy. Like, without this thing that we do, bringing as a vehicle to bring more people into our lives, it's a thing. And so just like I have this person I'm trying to be versus the person that I am, don't knock it, y'all. Like, you know, like, there's a little bit of fake it till you make it, but there's also like, hey, I'm being inspired by people doing great things. I'm being inspired by new people doing like and sharing other people's stories. And that's like, as people know, I was there at the birth of the internet. I was in the ER with Al Gore when he was up in the stirrups and he was giving life to the internet. I was there. Like, you got to be so old and so nerdy to understand all those things, folks. I'm so sorry. But if you understand all the Venn diagrams of that particular one, you are now rolling in your seats and going, wow, that was 86.9 parsnips worth of weird. Thank you for that.
It's just nerdy. It's not weird anymore. I feel like nerdy has become like pop culture. Oh, I like this question. I know you would survive the zombie apocalypse by. I feel like.
Am I supposed to know this about
how?
me?
Yeah, how would
say
you?
This about you?
No, we are trying to guess how you would survive the zombie apocalypse. So in the game,
you're trying to survive.
Yeah,
okay.
In the game, you think you know me. What's gonna happen is that we would all go around the table and be like, okay, Seppy, I think that you would survive the zombie apocalypse by doing blank, and then you would pick which one you like the best, right? I think that you would. I feel like you would get together, like a gang. You would be the leader of a gang of like LGBTQ like amazing people, and then like and it would just be like, you know, like you would have like rainbow borders and just like, you know, y'all would just live your best life and the zombies would be so confused, and they would go eat all the other people, the boring people, and y'all would just have all these like lights and music and they would not understand what's going on. I feel like you would live your life to the fullest until the zombies got you. But do you, like, how would you have survived the zombie apocalypse?
All right, so I'm a better project manager than I am a game designer. Like, that is why my projects always deliver on time. It's also a self-disparaging mark. Like, seriously, Mouse, Cheese, Cat, Cucumber, and Conquest Princess will be like, these games are fantastic. But that being said, I'm an even more fantastic project manager. So I would probably help organize a series of fallout shelters in advance. Right?
Yeah.
And that is probably the answer, where various diverse flavors of people can find homes and then also have the space, like a network of I would survive by creating the largest community of networked fallout shelters for the zombie apocalypse.
Yes,
Yeah,
that would be perfect.
that's how I would survive. Absolutely.
And Amy corrects me. Yeah, there is no judging in you don't you think you know me. It's just whoever's the closest to being right. But yeah, I mean, you can also play it that way because the lovely thing about Amy's games is you can play it however you want it to. So
Oh my
we're
God.
using these as
I've never seen a set of gamers more happy than 8-year-olds who get a copy of Squirrel or Die, and instead of reading the rules or having it explained to them, they just start making up their own rules.
Yes.
They're just like, and this is what happens. The first time the kids realize that you don't have to do the strategy part of the game, they just lay all the cards out and they play Russian roulette. When they have that aha moment, that means that the game design is super intuitive. Like they are literally experiencing half of the game just because of the game components.
Yeah.
And I did not ever have to teach them that. They teach them that, and they understand why it's fun.
I love that. And Amy too. It's so rad to see people make a game their own. That's true. Legends I'm jealous of is eating some teriyaki chicken and sashimi while watching, which leads right into.
Is it teriyaki chicken pizza?
Unfortunately, no, I don't think so, which is sad.
Confusion.
But what is your favorite sandwich? Now, do you think a taco is a sandwich? Is a burrito sandwich-ish? Like, we'll add that.
Those are adjacent.
They're adjacent.
I think those are sandwich adjacent. I think what makes a sandwich is the bread. Like, I think we have access, like grocery store bread is accessible, but anybody who has a bread maker or goes to their fancy bakery to get fresh bread should understand the difference between a sandwich and a burrito is absolutely like.
That's true.
And if you've ever had like a burrito or a taco where the tortilla are freshly made.
Ooh. So big difference.
Yeah, that's the difference. The bread is so much like of a good sandwich. The bread is so much part of it. Yeah, that's the first part of your question is a taco burrito, and they are adjacent. But to a sandwich, the bread is such a quintessential part of the experience.
So what is your favorite sandwich then?
To order or to make?
To eat.
The thing I eat the most regularly, of course, is peanut butter. Like, if your favorite is the one
jelly?
You eat the most. Jelly is optional.
Okay.
I like jelly, but it's not required.
Crunchy, smooth?
Crunchy. So that is the one I eat the most. By far, I eat so much. Like, we understand that my body makeup is made out of 80% peanut butter and 40% fake statistics. We know that, right? That's how my body is created. And to that end, the peanut butter, I consume a lot of peanut. But if I'm going someplace or I'm going for a place for a sandwich, I'm gonna get a banh mi. Like a banh mi is
Vietnamese.
Like, if folks don't realize that fusion food was always meant to happen, Vietnamese food is French Asian fusion. Like before, like the French colonized, imperialized Vietnam, which is bad. But they then the people are like, hey, you guys make really good bread, and you make some other and so there's a set of flavors and the banh mi is exactly what I'm talking about. That fresh bread and the super crunch and everything of the bread is so much of part of why a banh mi is so fantastic.
Agreed. That
banh mi,
so good, soft and crunchy on the outside. Yes, right. I'm with you now. I'm with you. Sliver says, Seppy, where in the Twin Cities is your favorite place to have a sandwich? To buy a sandwich.
To buy a sandwich. So if I'll go to Eat Street for a banh mi, right? You have there's a lot of fantastic small Asian hole in the wall places where you can get some legitimate stuff, right? But I usually go to the biggest crowd pleaser one because the food that is always best is the kind that you can share with others. And not everybody is blessed with an Asian palate.
That's true. That is true. They just need to. They need to be slowly introduced.
Like I tell people, my first solid food was kimchi, and they're like horrified. Like, what person is giving kimchi to a infant?
Koreans.
It was my almost 90-year-old. No, she wasn't at that time. I guess she was in her 70s. It was my 70-plus-year-old grandmother who was like, "Hey,
gotta try it.
What you give children?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Yeah, give me that." But that also like food and games and beverages are really based on previous experiences, and so. Once you start down like a food tunnel, you don't realize it changes, modifies, and appreciate your ability to appreciate things expands the more things that you're exposed to. And so, so like take yourself on a journey and you will be able to like more worlds will open up to you. It's crazy. I had a religious experience with olives a few years ago. It was weird.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like food is like the center. You know how they say the kitchen is the heart of the home? Food is the center of a lot of the culture. So if you want to get to know a lot of the people, you want to get to know the culture, go check out and get to know the food, right? So yeah.
For us, it's games, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't do games, do food. And that's right.
Speaking of food questions, yeah. I mean, a lot of us board game streamers really do talk a lot about food on our streams as well. But if you were Santa Claus, you'd want
Aren't I already Santa Claus?
You need more of a beard.
I'm gay Asian. Asian Santa Claus. Asian Santa Claus. This is what Asian Santa Claus looks like, everybody.
But like you wouldn't want cookies and milk to be left out for you on Christmas Eve. I feel like you'd want like, I don't know, some kind of spirit, and then maybe like, I don't know, like are you a cake? Are you a pie person? Are you not a dessert person? And maybe you want like peanut butter instead. What would you want to be left out? If you were Santa Claus.
You gonna guess like the game, or do you want me to say?
You just say. Why don't you say? Because I don't know. Yet.
All right. So, like many Asian people, I am lactose intolerant. I would not want cookies and milk because the milk's a problem. I would be leaving a different type of presence in the next house I went if I was drinking the milk. Like it's not good.
Oh my goodness.
Santa did what down the chimney? All right, so now oh no, Asian Santa, no. All right, so
if you're a bad child, Asian Santa will drop off.
I would be such a good Krampus. Like Krampus. You could see Asian like Seppy like hitting people with a stick for bad kids, putting them in the bag. If you're one of the bad kids, I'm gonna drink your milk. I got a present for you, kid. So you're absolutely correct. Like it would be the shortest. It would be the shortest night. I'd be like a chocolate martini, but I love cookies.
Ooh,
like
chocolate martini.
A freshly baked chocolate flavored cookie. Any of the chocolate flavors, like chocolate chip, like a brownie, anything, bars, any of those things in that category. I do not like fruit in my desserts. Please do not do that. But like a snickerdoodle, like anything, and like a chocolate martini. That is.
Ooh.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah, Krampus will come out. Yeah, that would be good. A spirit is a much better choice for me. Like, and if you went the chance to make a good chocolate martini, maybe Santa will just stay.
You get all the presents.
Hey, you won Christmas lottery.
Oh my goodness. And I think Joe Sondow put a new poll. Peanut butter, crunchy or smooth or just no. So go vote in that poll, y'all. Because
Oh
yeah.
my God. Like peanut butter is the most Western Hemisphere thing in the history of like food, right?
Yeah.
Like fried chicken we added to the world, right? Like everybody has had a fried chicken, but like American fried chicken is something that went everywhere. Um Peanut butter tried to, but peanut butter never escaped. Like I tell you, like peanut butter is such an American thing. It's in pop culture that Europeans get excited about having it for the first time
In
and
America.
they
Oh.
lose their mind and they're like, this is awful. Like peanut butter is something, again, speaking of palate, peanut butter is something that you had to have grown up with. It had to have
Oh.
been, it's like Marmite or Vegemite. You had to have experienced this very early to like or appreciate peanut butter. It is not universal. Peanut butter is not a universal thing.
Had no idea.
It's massively polarizing. You know, we have peanut flavor in things like pad thai and some other kinds of stuff. Add that to a little bit of something, but not peanut butter. Oh my God, peanut butter is so polarizing. Like as far as a global food thing, it's yeah. It's a
Interesting.
very northern Western Hemisphere thing. Like Mexico is so tied to the United States. That's why it has some level of acceptance for peanut butter. But as soon as you get to the equator, yeah, and as soon as you jump onto either one of the oceans, like the love for peanut butter immediately just sinks to the bottom of the trenches. It's just not something
I'm
that happens.
surprised. I'm very surprised, y'all. Really. But Crunchy's winning 4-2.
Yeah, crunchy.
So
It's your birthday.
Team
Go crunchy. It's your birthday.
So the next question is, I know you always bring blank when you travel. So we were talking about cons, right? Is there something that you always bring with you when you travel to cons besides your games, besides your wonderful self? You know, like
Aw.
do you have like a hair dryer? Do you like bring special soap? Like what do you always bring to a con? Or whenever you travel?
That number of things is growing. I did not realize earbuds in particular reduce my travel stress significantly. Like crowds give me massive amounts of anxiety, Amanda.
Oh wow, you do so well in the middle of like a convention crowd in your booth, though.
All right, here's the deal. I can do that at a convention as soon as I'm running a demo. You've seen me. I light up.
Yeah.
And that is because just like this, I understand the social contract of a demo. I understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Like the executive dysfunction for small talk and walking around in public places. Like I don't know what to do. Like the options of, do I go, like I saw Amanda, am I supposed to go up and talk to her? Or am I supposed to leave her alone?
Never.
Like she's busy doing some awesome something. Is it my social responsibility to like get her attention, or am I being more socially responsible to give her space so she can focus on her awesome? Like that level of analysis drives my brain straight into the basement. And so, but you come up to me when I'm shining and I'm shooting off like unicorn rainbow flavored fireworks and like gay Asian area sparkling with that energy. Like people are being gay irradiated as we speak. Like, to date, I have been personally responsible of irradiating 94,221 people, I think, in last count, with gay radiation making them homosexuals.
Oh, I love that. That's lovely. So you have
Gay fallout is real, man. Gay fallout is real.
So headphones are very important, especially on planes too. Getting noise canceling or something so that you're not like hearing all the noise. I would.
It is the sounds of other people that it starts triggering this. Like, am I being rude? Is massively debilitating for somebody who has an inconsistent personality. Like I want to be universally acceptable, Amanda, but I'm not.
No one
That's
can be
very strong
universally
flavor.
acceptable. Okay, that's like being perfect. It's not true. No one can be
But we
universally
know those
acceptable.
perfect people.
No,
Like
there's
Grant
no
Lyon.
perfection people.
Like Grant Lyon is like a practically perfect person. That guy is.
I know. This
He is
mustache.
kind. He is smart. He is
He is
funny.
funny,
He's
yeah.
always there for people. He's incredibly hardworking. He made it like we know perfect people, right? And what is important is that you understand where you are in your journey and you are incrementally improving. But it is good to have examples of perfect people.
To work
Like
towards,
Andrew
right?
Chesney from like Chip Theory Games. That guy is practically a superhuman. We know some superhumans. And I'm lucky to have like tangential access to them in my life. I feel very privileged, but simultaneously knowing your limitations, right? I'm of a certain age. Of course, I'm incrementally changing, Amanda, but just based on neuroplasticity, you are experiencing time at a much higher fidelity rate than I am. Right? For you, our time together was 92 hours. For me, it was like 3 minutes. Like all those old guy stories. And then he sang, it was the worst.
No, time does fly because you're just having so much fun. We're just having so much fun, y'all. Do you have a celebrity crush? Do you have one of those, like, what is it called? Like passes, hall passes? Like if a celebrity said, they wanted to date you, your partner would say, that's fine. Like, do you have a celebrity crush?
Once upon a time, I got gay divorced after 17 years. Like my marriage did not survive a lot of different things. It was very sad. The end of that is, but I used to have that one, and during that period of time, that was Seth Green.
Oh my gosh, I love him. Did I ever tell you I got trapped? He got trapped in an elevator with me, and my friend. I know he got trapped in an elevator with me and my friend at San Diego Comic-Con in the Hilton Hotel. Yeah, and he was so kind, and I was like so like fangirling, and I was like trying to like get my phone out and getting up the courage to ask it. He's like, just give me that, and then he's like, here. Oh wait, look into the camera and take a picture, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's so lovely, and he was very kind and talking about the Ninja Turtles.
Say that to me.
Yeah,
that used to be the case, right?
Yeah.
Now it is very clearly Jason Headley, Easy Cat. Like that guy. I love that guy so much. He is my celebrity TikTok crush. If people don't follow Jason for gay nerd content, Jason is incredible, and I love his husband Carl. But my celebrity, I see Jason in person, and I go
What's his username on TikTok again?
Easy Cat.
Easy Cat. Okay, so
I think he has a Twitch channel too. Easy Cat. Easy Cat. Clearly my celebrity TikTok, micro celebrity crush. Jason is, I can't even speak. I'll get to talk to him on the phone by various gaming topics, and that's fine, right? But when I see him in person, it's like
He's like, but we talk all the time, Oh,
very bad.
So cute. So cute.
Very bad.
And I love things happen where we get to at cons meet the designers of games, and people are a little bit shy. I love being the person to be like, hey, this person loves your games, and connecting them and be like, let's take a picture, because they don't want to ask, but I'm a third person, so I can ask. And I always love doing that for people, and that makes me happy when I see them all happy about that.
That ends up happening young fans for Fight in a Box games. I'm always very troubled by the parenting skills of fans who are like, my 11-year-old daughter loves your game of post-apocalyptic family survival. I'm like, and occasionally that will happen. My son thinks this game is whatever it is, and they, young people get embarrassed and whatever it is. And so parents occasionally will come up with, they're like, my child really loves your stuff. And then I will look at the child, and there's either two reactions. They're like, my parent is making this up. It's because they really like it and whatever. Or how dare you? I'm so embarrassed. Or it's actually the case. They really want this thing, and they turn bright red. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Mm,
This is the instance that we have run into this time. See, you have Thunder Road right behind you. Oh
I
my
do.
god.
I do. This is an old picture because I've opened and played this multiple times. But yeah.
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 Everything that game does right, Car Wars does, but at 1,000th the speed, and that is why Thunder Road exists.
That's so funny. Okay, so we don't need to talk about anxiety here. We already did.
You're
it's
like,
fine.
we've already gone down dark roads. I've already hit my dark meter for today, Seppy.
No. What's your favorite cartoon? Like, Bluey is a big one now in pop culture and a lovely, lovely cartoon. Do you have a favorite cartoon that you like?
Are we using cartoon for anything animated, or are we doing things that are specifically in the cartoon genre?
Let's do anything animated.
Anything animated. Anything animated. I watch like 8 persons worth of share of anime in any given, and anime movies in particular. So Miyazaki's Spirited Away is probably like that movie might put other people to sleep, but that movie's incredible. Let's see, animated movies that have made it, like the original Akira. Akira dub versus I sort of like the original. I sort of like the original because I'm a stogie. But that's definitely a thing. Those would be in the category. There's definitely 1 or 2 Disney movies in there as well, but I would probably go with Miyazaki, and then I'd probably go with like anime movie epics. Like Akira is, for a generation, it was something that it did a lot of things to a lot of people. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Amy Heart-Shaped Sky says, I guess Adventure Time. Yeah. Also, she loves Spirited Away. Legend says, mine is Avatar, The Last Airbender. Yeah.
Nice.
The cartoon. Yep, that's very good. I don't know about I haven't watched the live action yet. The second one. So we won't talk about that.
The first one. It's the first one's the good one, right?
Yeah, apparently. Do you like parades? Have you been in a parade?
Okay, parades are crowds, so that has a barrier for me.
That's true.
But the biggest parade in all of Minnesota is the Gay Pride Parade.
That's awesome.
We have the most, like, have you been to like Seattle Pride, Amanda?
No, I think we kind of buy I think one PAX U was like the day after Pride, so all this Pride stuff was out. But that was like the closest.
Certain prides are like very different, and like Minneapolis's Pride is super family friendly, right?
Okay.
But like Seattle Pride, there was something like 27 fully naked people just hanging out at Seattle Pride. Like, it's very different Pride experiences. So Minnesota, like, everybody brings their families out to Pride. It is a big family sort of event, and for that reason. And I've gotten to meet senators and politicians and other things in and around, like, yeah. So I love the Twin Cities Gay Pride Parade because it's an institution. I like what it does for it. Do I always go? No, sometimes crowds too much.
That makes sense. Have you ever been in a parade? Like, you haven't been in a parade, right?
Absolutely, I have been.
Oh, you've been in the Pride Parade?
I've been in multiple kinds of parades. Obviously, I was also in the service.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wait, were you in like those are parades, I guess. But like, were you in the music? Like, did you join the band or anything like that?
No, I was not in like honor guard or anything, or the band. No, I like that you asked that. I was not one of those musically talented Asians. That's one of like my big regrets. More piano. I needed more. I needed my parents to care about me doing piano. Why did you guys do better Asian parenting? Like, why did you not tiger mom me into like sticking with piano?
For me, it was like, well, I did piano and I did dance, but I remember like in high school, all the Asians, after moving to California, I realized all the Asians did either piano, and then also
violin,
tennis. All the Asians in California where I moved to was just tennis or golf, and then piano or violin, and it was like okay, yeah. Joe Sandel has redeemed a Panda Boogie. You remember these, Seppy?
No.
We'll do that at the end.
If somebody redeems it, we got to give them the immediate satisfaction.
Okay, Panda Boogie, Panda Boogie, Panda Boogie, boogie on down. What's it for you? As we get to know him. There you go, Joe. Your redemption. Okay, this one. I will never be redeemed. I know you are a dreamer / realist. I feel like in your heart you're a dreamer. Like for me, in my heart, I'm a dreamer, but I'm actually a realist. But I feel like you are a dreamer, my friend. Are you? What are you?
I think because I'm at the core a better project manager than a human, I think realist is probably the correct answer. I dream big though, but this is again the difference between who you are and who you want to be. I want to be a dreamer. I will chase impossible dreams, but I have zero expectation of them panning out.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel you. That's exactly how I feel. Like I don't know if I would chase them, but I would have them. I would have the dreams.
I worked on a game about space fashion for 9 years.
But it came true. Your dream came true.
I joined the military during Don't Ask, Don't Tell for my boyfriend at the time. I will live the impossible dream. Yeah. I will live the impossible dream. I will live so big as to crush like bystanders. I
love that though. I love that you're living the impossible dream. That is amazing. Do you have a favorite movie?
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie?
Yeah. All right. If I am going to put this question back on you.
Okay.
Action movie. I'm going to give you hints. Action movie, strong female protagonist. 80s.
Oh, 80s. I was about to say there's now a lot now. But wait. Superwoman?
I love that you guess. That's in the correct era. And no, that movie's not good. No, like I mean, I'll watch it, right?
Yeah. Sliver says Pretty in Pink?
Pretty in Pink has problems. As an Asian person, Pretty in Pink has problems, and John Hughes doesn't hold up well. I loved it. Like it was, that's. But I love that guess. I would do Weird Science before I would do Pretty in Pink because I'm super nerd. I love these guesses. Anybody else? Strong female protagonist, legitimate action movie, 80s.
Oh, is it Terminator?
Ooh, so close. Oh. Terminator would definitely be on 90s. The list of these guys.
Is that not
no? Like the first Terminator movies in the 80s.
Okay. Oh, Sliver says Aliens.
It is.
Good job,
Sigourney Weaver is unapologetically a woman and an ass kicker. And this is the kind of energy that I wanted to try to capture in Conquest Princess. She is practical. She is a woman. She is living in a society where people don't necessarily respect her position by class, even though she was like a military officer and a ship captain, so forth and whatnot. Vasquez in particular in that movie, like the relationship between found family, like Sigourney Weaver and Newt, like mother-daughter relationship, like that movie has all the things and is an incredible action movie, and shows you how you can take a horror movie universe like Alien and make something completely different and incredible, which is the action movie Aliens. They genre flipped. They stayed in the same universe and genre flipped from horror to action movie. And Aliens in particular is one of the movies that I love that movie. It's got so many good things going on for it. Obviously anything paramilitary is homoerotic too.
And Joe agrees that Alien is great. Mom versus mom with deadly weapons. Agreed.
Mom versus mom. And it has giant robots.
Hey,
like the Conquest Princess is the world's is the galaxy's.
Okay, so we know some inspiration for Conquest Princess with Aliens.
Yeah, Aliens, absolutely.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think you're that well. You're pretty okay. You said you were competitive with the karaoke, but you made cooperative games.
Yeah, let us not kid ourselves, Amanda. You and I are cut from the same cloth. Well, we understand and we want everybody to enjoy the game, but Amanda likes to win.
It's fun to win, right? It's totally
Amanda likes to win. Amanda loves to win. Like, yeah. My thing is I like being competitive. I like the feeling of competition, but I'm actually it's super fun for me to also lose and lose hard.
Oh,
so
okay.
I want to, like being the youngest of 3 boys, and much smaller than my siblings, I learned that at an early age that competing was a win and your expectation is to lose. So I love being competitive, but I don't mind losing at all. So awesome, that is where people get confused. Like, oh, aren't competitive? No, you can love to be, and be cool with losing.
Agreed.
It's rare, but it's not. They're not incompatible.
I feel like if you were famous, you would totally drop your name for perks. You'd be like, I'm Seppy Yoon. I need a table at this Bami place. Like, can I get served first? No, you wouldn't do that.
All right, we're in the 11th year of Fight in a Box, and for the first 5 years, I was invisible. I did not step up to be the face of the brand until like 6 years ago or something.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And because it's super stressful for me. Like we talked about all my social anxiety stuff, but more importantly, I never wanted to let my fans down or myself down by having a bad moment. I'm a person who eventually needs to be forgiven because of any of the number of reasons. Like I got PTSD from whatever. Like, and so bad things happen, right? And so I prefer to be a ninja, and ninjas are invisible, Amanda. I do not want people to know who I am or what. Like, I want the fight fans to be there. I want, and one of the reasons this has changed, Amanda, is I did not realize that it's very important to be visible in our gaming space, so other people think that they have the right to be too.
Yeah.
And just like fighting for queer rights and trans rights, like I thought, I've done 40 years of this. I was like, do I get to be done? And the answer is no, I never get to be done. And I've got to do my part to make the next group of people have it easier or have like a higher limit. And if your people are weirdos, like making designs that stretch like game mechanics or themes, I'm there for it. If you need somebody like, hey, when I'm old, gay, and Asian, I want to be a game designer. Like if I like surviving hardship, like it's sort of important to be visible so people know that they
can do it too.
They are invited in that space too, and they can be some level of successful. But for me, I would rather be invisible. God, no, please.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm putting you into the spotlight today.
No, you're amazing, Amanda. I want to be this person that you get to see. I want to. But I get to be honest, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
hopefully other people understand these feelings.
Yeah.
And yeah, absolutely.
So if you know, like sometimes if you see people like just walking with their head down, and they're trying to get somewhere, just let them be, because they might be at their tolerance level and they need to go away and have some quiet time and stuff like that. Which is, yeah, I totally see
I
that.
always feel like if I'm in a big public space and I can't give people the shine, I have to get out of public spaces, especially at conventions, because people are there and they deserve to have the most amazing experience. And if they want to have the time or take the time to come find me, I want to give them this so that they can feel awesome. And if I can't give that, I usually get out of public spaces really quickly so that I never let anyone down, because it's a real big deal for me. I want everybody to have the super amazing time that they're having, and somebody runs into me while I'm like exhausted or I need a nap or a sandwich, and they're like, "Oh." I'm like, no, you deserve the thing. I promise I will be better. You come to the booth or come to here and I will give you the full deal.
But you
But
also
right now,
deserve to be rested, and you also deserve to feel what you feel. So yes,
it's true.
Yeah.
But fans first, and I know that I need to take myself out of the line of or if I do interact with someone, just know I will be better. Just come find me, whatever it is, and I will make it up to you. Yeah, absolutely. You're like, oh, I want to do this thing. I will make it. I promise. I always do. I always keep my promises, and I always do make it up to people.
Yeah. We have 5 more questions. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah, like I took over this. Like obviously, everybody, I've already chased them away with my old guy stories, and I said but we're
not
doing
at all.
it.
I love it. Joe says sometimes a convention has colored bracelets coded to mean talk to me, give me space, other silent messages. I like that. Or like pins too, right? Like let me come to you, or feel free to come to me, or
We did
just
that
like
at the Rose Gauntlet dinner.
Yeah.
And I definitely chose one that people were surprised that I did. Yeah.
We had stickers that was like, come talk to me is a heart, right? And then it was like, leave me alone, which was like a blue diamond or something. And we had, like, let me come to you, which was a different shape. And so that people could be like, but it was big gay dinner. So many of them's like, I want 3 hearts because I want everybody to come and talk to me, which was lovely. But yeah, I mean,
I can't wait till we eventually get our augmented reality in our glasses and everybody can set their condition.
Oh, that would be so good.
Right?
That would be
and so
good.
It's not weird. Like, just like we respect people's pronouns, we respect people's current autonomy level, so that we know, like, hey, it's not about us at this moment. It's about what they've got going on, and they want to, like, and so you can just, like, take on the message of the thing.
Yeah.
Because my body language and facial expressions are often very different than people expect.
Interesting. I don't know. Okay. So what's your secret talent? I know you have one. You have one, Seppy.
Do I have one?
You have one.
Do I have one?
Of course you do.
Is it a secret at this point?
No, it probably isn't a secret.
Like the secret, like a talent that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, I was a go-go dancer.
Oh my gosh, really? Like in a dance hall, and you're like the professional?
Yeah, I was a professional. I went on tour.
Oh my god, you went on tour!
Yeah. There's a reason that I'm very excited about the internet being a thing before, me and my youth. Yes, absolutely. I had a career.
Oh my gosh, a full-on career as a go-go dancer. I love that.
I had a career. I had a career, and I had an 8-pack which could crush walnuts. Like I could put a walnut in between, like walnut shrapnel everywhere.
Wow, that's so
I was a
cool.
personal trainer too. Those two things go along. I've had a lot of career. Oh, naval nuclear power, a nuclear plumber. So I have a certification in plumbing. Like people are like, you got a plumbing certificate? Yeah, I do. I have a plumbing certificate.
I mean,
yeah, I guess those
it's a
are
lot of
secret talents.
water that has to flow in and out in a nuclear power plant and stuff like that. I can see that. I can totally see that.
Do you know how big the pipes have to be for it to be raining men? Like seriously.
Oh my gosh. My friend has an umbrella and it says it's raining men. And it's just men all over this clear umbrella. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such a lovely umbrella. I love that.
Yeah, it's like I can bring it all back together.
Yeah.
Bring it all back together.
Joe says, I want to see the walnut trick. I don't know if he can still do the walnut trick or not.
Oh, here's the best one.
Yeah.
Okay, of tricks.
Okay.
Okay. I was capable of picking up people using just my butt.
Wait, like picking up to date? Like that type of picking up?
No. Like physically lifting off the ground. So imagine me and you will be back to back, Amanda,
okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
And I would slide my back down.
Uh-huh.
Your back.
Okay.
Obviously, you got to be comfortable with physical contact.
Right.
And when I got to this point, I could then lift you up using just the shelf of my butt.
I love that.
And that isn't a secret skill. And that is a thing I missed. Like that booty, like the booty that's capable of picking Amanda up. Like that's you should hear like women scream when I did this. Like it's a party trick. And they were like, oh my God, he just lifted me just with his butt.
The secret second definition of a butt lift. Yeah, exactly.
I can't do it anymore. Like I can do a lot of squats and that, but at one time, it's like this.
That's a perky booty. Yeah.
Yeah. Get right up.
Wow, you're just a man of so much depth and dimension. Like I would have never guessed that.
A lot of masks, a lot of faces, and the question is, are they you? They're all part of me.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Right, and people get like disenchanted with the idea that a person isn't just that one person. People are complicated.
Yeah.
Right, and in particular, I'm super complicated. But I do have a lot of fun stories, and I have a lot of weird things, like obviously that oversharing was 962 parsnips and 1 rhubarb, like the level of weirdness for that.
But that's cool. That's
cool.
A
man, that's Amy's game. Amy's game will get people to admit very embarrassing things about themselves.
Yes, perfect timing, Gameritis guy. I did. I know you've already talked about all the different things that you used to do for money, and that's a lot. There's a lot more too, but I wanted to talk about
how Amanda's editing. She's like, we've already hit my limit for this. Like darkness, adult. Like, this is not my channel. This is not my channel.
No, this is fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. Okay, so we talked about your favorite movie. Now let's talk about one of your old favorite TV shows. Now, how much is old? That would be on you to decide, right? What old is, right? I mean, some people think 10 years ago is old. And I'm like, oh, now I'm like dust because that is not old. But Crush.
For TV show, do people mean live action or does anime count?
So we already talked about cartoon and anime, right? And it was a TV show.
We were going to have to limit TV and is it classic TV? Is it TV is a huge amount of time and space.
Well, what is TV
I spend an enormous
anymore?
Amount of time.
Because now it's all streaming and no one has cable.
Is it still television?
Is it still TV?
Let's let the stream, what does the stream, what end of this question would the stream like to know?
Yeah, okay, y'all tell us. Cross says Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Was there a TV show of the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, there was a TV show for Planet of the Apes. It's fantastic. That's a deep cut. I love that. I definitely watched that stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, just got an ad for that movie. There is a new Planet of the Apes movie coming out too, right?
It is. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. Yeah, the fact that they redid all those is fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're so much better than the original. The originals are groundbreaking in their own weird way. But these new ones are just these fantastic, Like I didn't know I wanted to watch people be like apes and monkeys and like this is a real problem. So what did the stream pick for a
So
genre of subgenre of TV or era of TV?
so Joe says old TV show equals more than half your lifespan ago.
He's trying to narrow in.
Yeah.
He's trying to narrow in my age.
Oh.
Let us talk about things that were on broadcast television that I watched that I wasn't supposed to watch.
Oh, okay. I mean, there's so many, right? Especially like, animated stuff like Family Guy, you know, all that stuff. The Simpsons, a lot of kids watch when they wasn't supposed to watch. So
I'm gonna shotgun 3 examples of television that warped me.
Okay. 3 examples of television that warped you. Okay.
Number 1, the sitcom soap.
Okay.
Now, the sitcom soap, like people should watch the history of this. This was the most controversial sitcom in the history of television. And what made it so controversial was its attitudes in addressing things that were on soap operas already. And it was a spoof on what was on. And in it, we have a young Billy Crystal playing an out gay man. And that's the first time on television that ends up happening. It was massively controversial. Now, it has some era problems on like conflating what is gender identity with sexual orientation, but that's very indicative of the time. And it was trying to tell jokes in such a way that a young brain interacting with it would never recover. So that is, so fantastic. Kolchak the Night Stalker. It's about a tabloid reporter talking about supernatural stories. So it is like before the X-Files, there was Kolchak the Night Stalker. And then if you're going to talk about like the most surprising, I can't believe that they did that on television. The Hannibal series is incredible. Like if you are down with that level of stuff, like the fact that that was broadcast on television, like on NBC, even for when it was, it is crazy. And obviously, considering the titles, if people don't know, I have cannibalism in every one of my games, and so.
I did not know that. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. Wait, is it in Conquest Princess?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
no!
It
Really?
is in Conquest
I had
Princess.
no idea.
Canonically, the
surprised.
The Pisarians, which are the shark mermaid people, are canonically all trans if they get the chance to be women, and they do ritual combat, and the only way that you can transition for the Pisarians as an alien race is by cannibalizing your defeated foes.
Oh my god.
And that's canon. Like that's that's like page 6 of Conquest Princess. Like of course they're cloning the meats now. It's a cat. They're like it's a funny thing.
Gamer Eyes Guy says, where is it in Mouse, Cat, Cheese, Cucumber?
All the characters are sentient.
Yeah.
And so all kinds of personhood. When you have animals eating sentient food items.
Oh gosh, we went dark.
Amanda's like, I'm not having him back. Like this Seppy is like mind-blowingly real, too real.
No, not too real. I love it. I love getting to know this. I didn't know you had this like. So you like scary movies. You like horror genre, right? Like.
I do not like gore.
Okay, that makes sense.
I love smart. And smart and dark often overlap in like The Last of Us is incredible. That is the single best storytelling one episode in the history of television. Like that one episode alone like validates all the choices I did as a game designer and being out and doing the like it's incredible. So for those various things, like Kolchak the Night Stalker is solving monster crimes in the gay ghetto of San Francisco. One of these episodes, he literally in the back has a he's on a bar called the Gay 90s, and there's a big billboard in the back. Like, and that's a very 70s series. Soap was so groundbreaking, and it's during an era where like 70% of American TV watchers, and not everybody watched TV, were turning into soaps every day. And so it's a weird encapsulation, but Hannibal is crazy. Like, I don't know how they, like, you watch that now and you're like, how is this on network television? It's like, holy, it's crazy. But yeah, so that's the answer favorite. And obviously Last of Us is the most evolved TV in the history of TV. So there's your answer your questions.
Crush says, what is a movie that is basically universally hated, but you thought was okay? I thought Assassin's Creed movie was okay. It just couldn't live up to the games. That's a question.
I don't mind the live action Cowboy Bebop. That's in the category of like things that everybody hates and I don't understand why they hate it. That's in like a movie where AI
with Will Smith?
No. That is not Minority Report. That is
what am I thinking
you're talking about Will Smith doing the murder mystery, and that is called I'm talking about Haley Joel Osment and Jude Law in the Spielberg movie AI.
Okay,
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's
that. Yes. I like that movie, but that movie people are like, I think that movie is good. I can do like, I'm old, so I can do slow cinema too. Like, people are always like, hey, you need to watch Bergman or you need to watch Akira Kurosawa. You need to warm up to these things. Like, once upon a time, movies would keep you on a slow shot, give you long enough to think about yourself in the universe and think about your place. Like, movies had moments for you to think about yourself. And that's very different media now. Like, modern audience, people look at that and then instead of thinking about themselves and taking that moment, they will flip on their phone and check their messages.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have completely made that experience inaccessible to you now, right? If you cannot have a long slow cut in a movie, like, then there are whole slews of things. Like 2001 I can watch. I can't watch it all the time. Like, there's old sci-fi movies that I can watch that other people find unwatchable or very mediocre. Kung Fu movies, God, I listen to Kung Fu movies.
Joe Sondown says Hudson Hawk is a great movie most people hate. I didn't ever watch that one.
It's Bruce Willis.
Oh, okay.
Hawk, yeah, him being a rogue and stuff like that. The first Mannequin movie.
Oh, I didn't.
That movie is surprisingly watchable. If you switch Hollywood to be the main character because he's the most competent person. It's got Kim Cattrall and so forth and whatnot. That movie is definitely a thing.
Yeah, awesome. Well, it looks like we are out of time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining.
Like, oh, thank you. I was trapped in this elevator with somebody who was not as good as Seth Green.
I feel like that Seth Green would feel like you're trapped in an elevator with two crazy ladies. But yeah.
Like, I'm the nightmare trapped in the elevator.
No,
you're like, oh my God, why is this guy so quiet or why is this guy so loud? And I'm like, oh, these two things.
Gamer Eyes Guy says, I just watched the music video from the Mannequin movie. Joe says Mannequin was part of my sexual awakening and weird science. Oh yeah, weird science. Yeah, it's weird science. Yeah.
Weird science. We covered it. Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah. Amy Heart-Shaped Sky says, can't wait to see you both in real life again. Yes. So what conventions are you going to, Seppy?
I'm going to the board game marketplace coming up. Obviously, I probably will try to sneak into ACD Game Days. That's another industry event for the AC distributor. That's May. June is Origins. You'll see me at Origins. And then July, you can see me at Convergence in the Twin Cities, and then Gen Con.
Gen Con. Are you going to PAX Unplugged as well?
I am. I am at the end of the year. The year ends with PAX Unplugged.
Yes.
It's pretty fantastic.
There are lots of conventions where you get to see Seppy in all his glory in person. So please go check that out. And I don't know who we should raid. Let me know who we should raid. But thank you once again to Violet Daisy Games and Pink Tiger Games. You Think You Know Me sponsors. I also did not spell that right. On source. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so please go check them out.
Yeah. Amy's making great games where people will laugh and have conversations, and her party is just another one of those too. Like,
absolutely,
the Fight fans resonated with her party because it's their sense of humor. Yeah, so great job, Amy.
Yes.
Good job.
And so what is coming up from? I know that Conquest Princess is. When is it fulfilling? Like, I know you were talking. Oh, you also need to talk about your next game coming up after Conquest Princess.
All right, so Conquest Princess.
Yes.
We just finished like today. Finished the first part of digital proofing, which is, hey, everything is submitted. This is how it is, and so forth and whatnot. So they'll kick some files back to us, so forth and whatnot. If all of that stuff happens, they will make and ship a pre-production prototype to me next week.
Oh, wow.
If that goes well, and for folks who don't know what a production copy, a PPC is like, this is what is going to be in the box. This is what we are making. So if everything holds up to my standards, then we are hitting go. And we are in the manufacturing bubble just after the Gen Con people. We are not trying to compete for Gen Con traffic. So we will probably get it into the States after Gen Con. So hopefully end of August, knock on wood. Maybe September, that would be whatever it is, but that is where we're fulfilling. So the big news for that is pre-orders are going to end as soon as it gets on the boat. So that is coming up.
Awesome.
Coming up. Right after that, or during that period of time, either a July or a September Kickstarter for the second edition of End of the Line, Post-Apocalyptic Family Survival. I'm really proud of the innovations for the second edition. It has only taken me 15 years to update the game to where I think it needs to be. In it, you start with a nuclear family, a dad, boy, girl, and mom and dog, and you're trying to survive the horrors of the apocalypse. It is super dark, super fun, and now much quicker. And we will, like we did with the previous versions of the game, add an alternate family pack so that you can play however the family you want. You can buy the family into and add it to the game if you're interested in that. So you can make your queer family, your poly family, your non-binary. We're working on the details for the non-binary characters, and yeah, you can buy that version. And if you want to have see yourself in that horrible like dystopia awful, I don't know why you would, but you can. Yeah, that's coming up too.
Awesome. Do you know when that's coming up?
We should have that page up coming up later this month so people can start following that. Otherwise, people should follow us on socials, particularly TikTok. I'm pretty active there. If you want board game design tips, YouTube. I do a board game design tip a day, every day. And they're repeated, obviously, in Twitter and some other places. Yes. Or follow our newsletter for updates and chances to play the game before it ends up going to crowdfunding.
Awesome. Yeah, and thank you so much, Elevation Games, for rating. Welcome in. If you want some more board game content, you can go ahead and follow Elevation Games. For me, y'all, let's see. Today is Tuesday. Thursday, Phantom is in Japan. So Bookners is joining me, and Crystal from, gosh, I am we're playing Word Worlds, currently on BGA. We are, Word Traveler. Word Traveler, currently on BGA. Buccaneers is joining me and Crystal and Lupe, and they are from Office Dog Games, which is a new company under Asmodee. And we're going to show you Word Traveler, how to play that. It's a cooperative game, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you join us Thursday at noon Pacific. Then Friday, I will be playing another cooperative game called Expressions with Isaac and John for Friday Fun Day at noon Pacific. And that's from a new to me company called Barn Made Games that I met at Dice Tower West. So please check out that. And then I will not be on Sunday. I will be at a book festival because book festivals are fun, y'all. So I hope my nerdiness will be up and around. We're going to go and hang out on the book festival. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hello, Cupcake Riot. I don't know who to raid, y'all. So I'm going to just raid into a lovely human being who's very fun. We're going to raid into Mei-chan. If I can find her. Yeah, there she is. Oops. Oh my gosh. And anything else you want to say? They're playing Legends of Zelda, everybody. So,
ooh, it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, any last words?
Yeah. Amanda, we should play some more Conquest Princess when you're ready.
We should. When it fulfills, I will definitely need to show off that physical copy. Yeah.
You're going to lose your mind.
I will love it.
I think it is the most amazing thing.
I cannot wait. You should do a cosplay contest. You should have a cosplay contest of Conquest Princess, y'all.
Grant Lyon said if we made the costume for the minions in Conquest Princess, he would wear it.
Oh my gosh, please do. That'd be amazing. Do it at Gen Con and then we can take pictures with him.
Oh my god, have you seen what the minions wear? Oh my god.
Well, he would definitely at least put it on his channel, but that would be absolutely
if I was going to wear that, I would need to get back into booty lifting shape.
Yeah. But we had a wonderful conversation with Seppy. Touched on a lot of topics. We used the You Think You Know Me game to help with conversation. Please go check all of that out. Thank you everyone for joining us. We're gonna raid on. Please use my raid command if you want, and give Mei-chan a lot of love. And don't forget to go check out Violet Daisy Games and Pink Tiger Games. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.